We are back with some breaking economic data. The U.S. economy added 73,000 jobs in July. That was less than expected. The unemployment rate came in at 4.2%. Investopedia's editor-in-chief, Caleb Silver, here to talk more about the numbers and what they mean to you. So just walk us through what we're seeing and what they say about our economy right now.
Yeah, well, that was less than expected. We were expecting around 100,000 jobs. Given the past few months, we've had really strong job growth, we thought, but we have massive revisions for May and June, down 275,000 jobs. Those job numbers back in May and June that we thought were so strong, way overstated. May revised 125,000 jobs lower. June, 133,000 jobs lower. This labor market is definitely not as strong as we thought. The hiring is not in the places where you thought tariffs would push it in manufacturing and industrial production. It's still in healthcare and social assistance.
Is there any industry or category where we're seeing the biggest change right now?
It's healthcare, and that's really where it's been for the past year and a half. So healthcare, social assistance, physician assistants, that type of in-home care, that's been really popular. That's been where the gains are. But if you look at manufacturing, if you look at industrial production, if you look at retail, if you look at professional services, very flat right now. This job market feels like it's starting to weaken. We thought it was strong, but again, those numbers were not what we thought they were in May and June.
How about wages? What are we seeing there?
Wages keep increasing a little bit, 0.3% month over month. That's been pretty steady, and we've had kind of that average of 3% wage growth over the past year, kind of beating inflation a little bit. So if you have a job, hopefully you're beating inflation with your wages. But in general, we're seeing this kind of weakness. And if you're hearing from the biggest companies out there, the Microsofts of the world and others, they're starting to lay people off. They're paying at the very high end for talent, but in the middle there, they're starting to have some smaller layoffs that could build up over time.
And we're hearing, of course, about so many entry-level jobs that aren't getting filled right now, in part because of AI. That was an issue we talked about yesterday. We've also been talking this week about the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell. They did not change rates this week as expected. This type of jobs report, how do you think the Fed looks at this when it figures out what to do the rest of the year?
Yeah, the one thing that Fed Chair Powell and the Federal Reserve in general has been feeling good about was the strength of the labor market. Now, unemployment rate of 4.2%, that's not sky high by any means, but it's creeping higher. Less people applying for jobs. That's the immigration thing. Less immigration, less people applying for jobs and more people out of work. But now the Fed, if I think they saw this jobs report before they made that decision, might have been more inclined to cut rates. The next Fed meeting, of course, 47 days, 7 hours and 3 minutes. There'll probably be maybe a quarter-point cut, but if not then, definitely October and probably December because the labor market's weakening and we're getting creeping inflation.
So bigger picture, we have this jobs report now. We do have a little bit of a clear picture of where things are going with tariffs, with these deadlines sort of being set. So what does that say for the everyday consumer?
I would say lock it down. If you have a job, keep that job right now. Secure yourself. Make sure you have some savings. I have a feeling the economy might get a little wobbly here if we get a little more tick up in unemployment, if we get more layoffs, and we have to listen very closely to the consumer. We're going to get a consumer confidence number later this morning. That'll tell us how we've been feeling lately. It's that plus how we spend that drives the economy. We'll see if that remains strong going into August.
Caleb Silver, always good to have you with us. Thank you so much.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.